Good afternoon, guys. Thanks for tuning in. And for those of you that are watching at a later date, I appreciate you guys tuning in as well. This is Jared. Jared's Probiotics, Jared's Kombucha, Jared's Pro Pops. But today I'm going to be talking, really kind of start from the beginning. And I've received several questions about specifically what are probiotics. And so I wanted to kind of give just a really quick tutorial. If you're probably eating your lunch, maybe you can understand how it affects what you're eating. If you don't have time for it, hit the upper right-hand button and you can save this for later. But essentially, when you look at what digestion is, just think of your digestive system as one big, long, giant tube, okay? And as you eat things, it goes through that tube. Well, what happens is your digestion in that tube is lined with kind of toothbrush-looking bristles. And what they do is they just kind of move around like this as it's pretty cute, huh? Anyway, but those are the probiotics, and those line the tube. And then what happens is that as you eat food and it gets in your mouth and you start to digest, those little villi, they start to figure out what types of foods they are, and they secrete little enzymes. And what enzymes are, those are basically like the scissors of the food world, and they help to break down sugars and starches and basically any types of food so that your body can absorb the nutrients, the vitamins and the minerals from those foods. So those enzymes basically chop the foods into smaller pieces, and then you in turn can get the vitamins and minerals and become essentially healthier, because that's why we eat, right? We eat so that we can become better emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, and get the vitamins and really get the energy that we need from foods. But let's say for some reason that you don't have a very strong villi or toothbrush bristles or a strong probiotic system, and you eat a food that is not being broken down properly. What happens is those foods actually get lodged in between those villi because they're not being broken down, and it creates just kind of a little bit of a friction and then a little bit of a tear. And then what happens is that tear gets a little bit bigger, and then next time that you eat foods, those foods can squeeze in that little space and get in your bloodstream. And then what happens is that your body then attacks that specific food. And that's how you have inflammation or allergies or intolerances to certain types of foods, is that those probiotics are not secreting the enzymes to break down foods. And so it becomes very large and gets in your bloodstream and causes an issue. So how does this benefit you? What do you need to know? Well, it's very important, as I said, is those toothbrush bristles. Do you like that I keep on doing this? But anyway, that those toothbrush bristles are strong and good and healthy. And that way, again, that you can break down those foods and anything that you eat into your digestive system, and it can be broken down into usable parts. Now, what I like to use is, let's say that if you're lactose intolerant, you hear that a lot, or gluten intolerant. What happens is those probiotics, if they're not being used properly, they kind of whittle away and die, right? And so people that are lactose intolerant, basically what means is that the probiotics do not secrete the lactose, the lactose, which breaks down the lactase, which is milk sugars. And as I said, it creates a little bit of a tear, it can get in your blood system, and you can, again, become inflamed, and your body just treats it really as a reaction to something that shouldn't be in the bloodstream. So what should you do? You should actually strengthen up those villi by taking probiotics or taking a lot of fermented foods. And then what happens is that those probiotics can be big and strong. And you in turn could then break down foods more easily and become healthier mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. So hopefully that you learned a little bit about what probiotics are. Just remember the little villi, the toothbrush bristles, and enzymes like scissors that help break down the foods. So if you guys enjoyed this, if you like this, like the button, comment below, tell me what you would like to hear. I get basically messages a lot about certain things that you want to hear. If you want to share it, anything else, but I do appreciate it. Really, I know that you guys have lots of options here, but I appreciate you guys watching this. I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful weekend, and be healthy. Peace.